Hello everyone, welcome to Unraveling Data. Today we'll be talking on the basics of Tableau. So this is the default uh, launch screen of Tableau, and we would be working on sample superstore data which comes with the installation of Tableau. Let's go and have a look at the topics which will be covered in this video. So we have the Tableau data sources, different connections, different data sources available in Tableau and the connection methods. Then we have the when a connection is established, talking on the metadata information and editing options available. Then the live and extract data types in Tableau. Then we would be talking on data joining. Then we'll be talking on data blending and cross database joins. Then we'll be talking on the different field operations within a workbook. So let's get started. Click on Microsoft Excel, sample superstore. So this will establish a connection to the Excel sheet, and we see the three tabs here, and this is the metadata information for the three tabs. I'll go to orders, drag it and drop it here, so the orders gets loaded. So this will show me a preview for the orders tab here, and again beside this there is an icon which shows the metadata information for this table. Now on the left we have a symbol which shows the data type for the field. This hash indicates a numeric data type, this ABC this indicates a string data type, and this icon it indicates a date, and again this globe icon it indicates geographical data where it links the data field to a geographical location. Now coming back, this data source order is the order of the columns based on the column name. So if I give it as A to Z ascending, it would start from C and go on till Z. Similarly Z to A, and if we have more than one tables here, then it's A to Z ascending per table, Z to A descending per table. We can use this option, so I will stick to the default, which is the data source order. Now let's look at the metadata information and uh, how we can make use the options which are available for the editing the metadata we have here. So now we can easily change the data types for this fields. If you click on this hash, it is a numeric data. We can make it a string, and yeah, so because we don't have to have it as a continuous row ID, we are not planning to do any mathematical operations as such. We can make it a string for that matter, and this will make more sense. Similarly, we can do such conversions here. Now, let us look at some other operations which we can do here. Rename. So we can this is pretty simple. It's just a rename option here. And what does this copy value means? So we have 1,000 rows which have been loaded in the preview here. So if you want to select few columns and paste it to an Excel sheet, that's where this copy values option will come handy. And we can use this and copy these three columns within an Excel sheet. Now, what if what is the use of this hide? So there's one more option, hide, where I don't need if there is a lot of fields here and I don't need it in my worksheet view, then I would go ahead and hide those columns because I don't want to have it in further analysis. So I have done a hide and the row number is hidden now. So that's how we only use hide. So check on show hiddens. I'm going to get it back and I'm going to revert it and hide this column. Similarly, we have the alias. So where this alias comes in handy is where I want to rename certain row values. For instance, let's go to customer ID and create an alias, and so this AA, so if this order is coming from customer X, So let's make it a x1. Let's have it x1. Similarly, we can have it as a x2. So this kind of this is an alias name created, and it would be used. It will be quite handy in our reporting where we have alias name defined against the customer ID, and we can easily identify and use it in our analysis. So this is one of the features also there available. So you can scroll back and check the values got changed and alias name has been updated for the customer. Similarly, we can create a calculate field. Now this is one feature which is used extensively at the workbook level as well, and helps us to accomplish lots of complex tasks in Tableau. So we have a range of operations which we can perform using these calculations, and this would be covered in further detail on the workbook in future videos. So this would give me flexibility to do a lot of operations, and it is very useful in Tableau. So right now, what uh, what I what uh, we'll do is we'll not go very deep into these calculations, but it would be same as the calculations which do at the workbook level. Now, if I use this calculation simple common sense, it should create a new column with the row IDs. So I don't need it here, so let's put that here. Now again, group. What does this group mean to make it more relevant? Let's take a better example. So if suppose I have certain cities and I want to group these cities together, so that I want to see the analysis for the cities as a group. I want to see the different metrics and the different measures that I create for these cities as a whole and not the individual cities. So I can make a group here, and this would create a new field here, the city group, and I would see all those five together coming in one cell as a group. So that's the main advantage, and this is very handy when you have a very suppose you are looking at sales and you have cities with very low numbers. You can group them together into some values like other or any such thing, which will make more sense at the time. Now again, there are a few more options here. You have split and custom split. So when I do a split on the order ID, it would split based on the delimiter, which is common delimiter for the entire. It would use the default logic. Here the delimiter is this hyphen. It would split based on the hyphen and create additional columns. Now, for instance, if I want to see how I want to define a splitting logic, so I can use custom split, and I can give the hyphen here and split off the first occurrence of the hyphen into one column. So when I do this, it would create an additional column and split off the first occurrence. So I think from this data set, the first two initials would indicate the country code. So yeah, that is something. Now going back, so this is about all the operations we can perform at the metadata level. Describe would give us the broadly the description. What is a discrete? The role is a discrete or continuous database column and data type and so on. So briefly about this section, the metadata section. Now in the preview section, so these operations we have performed at the data source level. Now if you want to see the alias values and the hidden fields, you can use these options here. So this will show you the aliases and the hidden fields here. So but let us uncheck this for now. Now, this is about the metadata. Now, let's come to the connection type. So broadly, so there are two connections in Tableau to the data source. One is a live connection and one is an extract connection. Now, both are useful in a certain sense based on the business problem at hand. So I'll illustrate each of these connection types and the uses. So when we have a live connection, so suppose if we are tracking a certain data which changes by the second or by the minute, then we would ideally have a live data connection, and this would give us the real time reporting and the real time snapshot of the data. But this is not very ideal when the data set is quite huge. So in that case, that would make the performance suffer, and the reporting would be quite slow, and it would take a lot of time to refresh. Now, the other option I have is an extract. So this extract, it is a snapshot, a point in time snapshot of the data. So it will create an extract from the live database, and basically it would use the inherent technology in Tableau to compress the data and store it as an extract, which would reduce the storage space as well. And now this extract, since this would get we have this is a snapshot and the data is already present in Tableau application itself, there will the performance will be much faster, there will not be any lag, and it would be the memory wise it would not consume much data as well. And this extract, how this we can do a more relevant reporting uses extract is we need to refresh this extract, so we can refresh it by the hour, by the day, and so on. So every hour, I think it gets as close to an hour, so not sooner than that. So we can refresh this extract from the live data, from the data connection every hour. So this would give us the current data every hour, but this would not give us the live data. So live data would be handy in scenarios where we want to track the Sensex, or we want to track a match score, or a similar scenario where you track data by the second. Similarly, an extract would be a data which we want to track by the hour or a day, and so on. So this extract, basically Tableau would store the connection information for the extract, and whenever the refresh would happen, it would link to the data source and refresh the extract. So that particular leg of it, connecting to the data source from the extract, that is in an automated environment. A Tableau server would be the environment where this would give an automation capability where the server is connected to the data source, and similarly the extract would get refreshed on the server itself if you have scheduled a refresh. Now this is about the live and extract. Now if you want to create an extract, you select this extract option, and then you can click on any of the worksheets and the extract creation will start. Now again we have this edit option here, so we can store this data in a single table, and we can apply the filters as well at the extract level. So based on the filters, the extract whatever information is supposed to come on the extract, that would come. Now aggregation as well. So these are some of the advanced options with extract. So this would when you use this extract feature more and more, you would come to know how each of the options make add value. So if you want to aggregate data and have the extract created at the year level, so that way this aggregation will happen before the extract gets created. If we want to do an incremental refresh, so we can add this the unique row number or a order ID or something which is not common and to the previous rows, and that way the extract will get added. So similarly, if you want to put number of rows here, if you want to create a sample of the rows for the extract creation, this is where all these options come into handy come handy. And also look at the history. Now one more thing is hide all unused fields. So the fields which so this would come this would be more useful when based on the if we come back from the workbook level, if we are not using any field, so we can use this option hide all unused field. This would increase the performance greatly. So the extract would have only the fields which are being used in the workbooks, and the performance would be much faster because all the data which is not needed is not going to the workbook level. So this was briefly with all the options in the edit. Now here we have filters at the data source level. So we can apply certain filters here before the extract gets created. So this is called a data source filter, though the extract will have the entire data, but once you apply a filter here at the data source tab level, the some of the data that will be which gets filtered would not go into the workbook level, and this would also increase the performance. So if you want to apply it on region, so you can select certain regions which you want, only the regions which you want to work on, and only those would go to the workbook level. So what briefly about the live and extract connections, how do they work? So I'll show you how. Right now we have a live connection. If you click here, I'll show you how to make an extract. So this is now let us go and click on the. Now let us talk briefly on the joins. So within Tableau we have a join feature as well. So these are the different tabs, and if you want to join orders and returns, so I know that the order ID is a common field with the within the orders and returns tab, so I can go and drag returns here and drop it. So a join operation will happen, and by default it will take the joining field which it based on its own intelligence, but we can create the joining, we can select the joining field from here. Now suppose if our joining field is a combination of two fields, we can create a join calculation here, and we can put the same identifier at both sides, string order ID, and if you have order date there as well. So how to create the calculations, this would be we will be learning in subsequent sessions. So the syntax is pretty simple, it's quite intuitive. Once you explore calculations, you would know how to do it. So this is the identifier that I have created here. So I'm not going to create this one because think we don't have order date there in the second the joining tab, so we don't have order date in returns. So I'll leave it at order ID. Now this is inner join. If I want, I can select the type of join. So left join would make more sense here because I want to retain all the values on from the first orders table. So left join is what I would go with. So this has created a join here. So based on the order ID returns. So and this is the return field which will give me which are the orders which have been returned. Now this join is a pretty simple option, simple operation here. Now again, if you want to add certain more tabs here, suppose your orders was this tab orders, it was not complete. You had certain tabs like orders 1, orders 2, orders 3, and this returns it was a complete tab or it was also split. Then what you could have done is you could have created a union. So suppose this, and for example, I am taking this as orders and I'm trying to union orders to orders itself. If I do this and drag it here, so it will create a union. So in Tableau sense, within Tableau, what union means here is appending the data here. So whatever data which we have in the other tabs, this would get appended to the existing data. Similarly, and similarly for this returns as well, I can do appends for the other parts, and on both the data sets in a combined way I can apply joins. So this is how this would work here. Now what if let's take out these returns for now. Now if I had two data sources, now suppose this returns information is not updated here. I have this written information in another database, and that's the more current one. So how I'm going to work with multiple data sources. So here we have a feature in Tableau. It's called cross database joins. So we have this add here. So to click on this add, you can see the different options. In fact, the kind of options in Tableau is pretty extensive, and you can see the array of data sources which can be used in Tableau for connection. And it's pretty exhaustive, and some of these connections support the native connections connectors. So we have the native connectors as well for some of these. And again, in other scenarios, we have the drivers as well, where these drivers would enable the connection to the data sources, so which you do not connect directly here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Microsoft Access. So this is our data source in my local. It is an Access data source, MS Access data source. So I'm going to take this one, and I don't require any credentials here to be entered. I'm just going to open it. It takes some time to load. And, yeah, so this database it got added here. I had one table here returns. By default, it has already, based on its own intelligence, it has made a join for returns. So now what I'm doing, I'm joining this table in this data source to a table in this data source, and here the join criteria is order ID. So this is a cross database join. Also quite handy and quite useful working with data from multiple data sources. You can add something else here and make one more join. to the already the data which is already present here. Again, if you want to have so whenever a connection is established to a database, you get a new custom SQL which allows you to query a particular database and get the desired fields here, which is more of an advanced ETL feature. So if I have certain more tables, but I want to do some operations there, ETL operations, or then I can write a query and then get that table there and do the join based on the field, the matching field there. So this is quite useful here. So right now I'm going to take this out. Let's stick to the sample superstore. Now, okay, now I want to create an extract. So I select the extract option. I don't want to put any data source filter or filter at the extract level. Let me go to sheet 1. So this would create this would give me an option to save the extract. This is the data sources. So the extent is called a Tableau data extract file. So I'll save it, and this would create an extract. So right now it is creating an extract. I could import the data from the live connection. Now I don't have a live connection there. This is a symbol for an extract which is created here. Now this is quite fast performance wise, but it will not give you a real-time reporting. So it would give you reporting up to hourly, up to the extent of an hour. If that is what is the latest refresh interval. Now again, you see this view when I went to the sheet 1, I saw dimensions and measures. The dimensions got categorized here within the this first section and the measures. So these are all categorical data, and we do not perform any mathematical operations here, but these are the measures. So we can perform mathematical operations here. Now, if you want to group certain data together, so or if you want to add data to the, so this is the row shelf, this is the column shelf. So if you want to add something to the rows, you can just take the order ID, drag it and drop it there. So it will get added to the row shelf. The rows IDs have got added. This is the marks card. So it has certain options as well, which we will discuss in detail in the second video. So now if you want to group certain data together, so for instance, if you want to if you have a region, you have a country and the region. So first I see region, and we have the city. So if you want to group the city and the country together, so we can create a combined field. So this way it would combine these two fields and add a new dimension to your reporting. Similarly, there is also a concept of hierarchy. So what we do here is we just drag this and we place it here. So it creates a hierarchy based on the country and the city. So what this means is when you have okay, so if I have the country and drop it here, so what you have got is based on this country, you have got the number of the orders. So similarly, you can go one level down, click this, you will get it based on the city as well. So this adds a level of aggregation which you can which you can expand, and then you can go to the city level. So Now this is the hierarchy, and you would get this icon here. So because we created this hierarchy for country and city, now if you click on this plus, it will take you to the next level, which is the city. So within the city, which are the order IDs. So this hierarchy is also quite handy for our reporting. So you know this, the creating it is quite easy. Just drag a particular field which you want to add to the hierarchy and drop it there. So you see, state you have, and now this is a reorder option. So you want country to come first, then state, then city. You just drag it and put it there. So this is called a reorder option. Now, if you want to a region also to be coming here, just drop it here. But region is not part of the hierarchy, so you need to drag it here. And now you have the region as well, part of the hierarchy. So this is how you create a hierarchy in Tableau. Now you have region. So if you want to keep it this way into the row shelf, it's pretty simple that way. So we go to the next level, which is the country. I think this should be vice versa. This country should be coming up. And so this country should be coming here. We should be having the region. We should be having the state. We have the city. This is the level of hierarchies, and now you want to collapse all come at the country level itself. This is how by creating hierarchies you can create a reporting at the aggregated level, and it gives you flexibility to break it down. So this is about the field operations which you can perform here. So thank you for watching the basics of Tableau part 1. So if you like this video, please click